Live from the internet, this is the Crystal Chronicles, your favorite official and unofficial Final Fantasy record keeper podcast. Today's date is July 11th, 2017. This is episode number 60, that is 6 and 0, married together forever and after. My name is Pierre, and I am joined by my co-host, that would be Ben, John, and Mark. Hey guys, how are we doing tonight?
I'm super good. This is Mark.
Hi, I am not Ben. This is John. So, hello everybody. And,
Ben 2.0.
Oh.
I'm going to add that in on top of that. So, hello.
He's better. We rebuilt him.
To all racists. That's it.
So, for people that are absolutely out of context, and that would be all of you non-Twitch people listening to this after, as Kill Pride would say on Twitch, tonight is an absolute train wreck. We're about 40 minutes late. This is the third time we hit record. I bombed that intro as well by saying ban. We're at this point, we're just living La Vida Loca, and we're going straight as an arrow. So I hope you enjoy the show. Hopefully you will. Thank you people on Twitch for sticking with us. You guys are absolutely great. So without further ado, and
let's redeem the show with live polls. Live polls. Everybody loves live polls.
Not only that, but I will actually do it so live. No, wait. I will actually do it so live that even people on Twitch will see it.
Whoa,
that's pretty live.
That is amazingly live.
That is as live as it gets.
That's straight wizardry.
Yep, and I'm actually going to watch it at the same time people on Twitch watch it. So I don't call it ahead of time. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to close that monitor. Where's the remote? All right. Are you guys ready? I'm pulling this right now. So.
Whoa.
Click it.
What are we pulling on? Let me see. Final Fantasy 12?
No, it's the lucky draw thing.
There's a lucky banner, a Realm Dungeon lucky relic draw. Half price, 25 mithril, well spent.
That's
for Final Fantasy 9, 10, and something else.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see the orbs. Mugi is flying. He's pooping orbs. And I've got 2 5-star.
6 5-stars. Or 2, okay.
What's going on?
6 stars.
Alright, so there's garbage. Let's see. Actually, closing the monitor is not super good because I ain't seeing what I'm clicking through. And now the monitor won't reopen. Come on. That is going great. Doing great.
The suspense is killing me.
Okay, the first one is
Jesus.
a sword. And the second one is
Very descriptive sword. Thank you, Pierre.
Yeah, I know. So I got Warblade for Oron, and I got Aegis Blade for Remza. So it's yet another Remza item. So none of these are duplicates. So this is good. This is good.
What was Ramses?
I got 2 duplicate BSBs, Rafa's and Waka's. Of course, I got Waka's BSB. Hooray!
I have to go for mine now because I don't know if I get something bad. I don't know if I want you guys to see that side of me on air.
Like just screaming profanities, throwing your phone on the floor.
I've lost a couple of phones and an iPad to bad polls. I don't know.
Well, people,
I'm a thrower.
If John just falls off the show,
thankfully,
hold off on that. I'm just gonna.
Finally, I have a glorious arm guard plus. I'm gonna reforge this bad boy.
Ooh.
Look at all that arm guard. Express yourself.
So are you pulling, John, or?
Oh, I guess I have to now, huh? I wrote myself into it. All right, hold on. Oh boy. Wait, let me load here.
Drum roll. Oh.
Can't be worse than mine. Although Rafa's...
I am the king of duplicates. And 9, 10, what's the last one? 14?
Tactics.
Oh, I'm pretty well there. So I'll probably get another fairy flute and maybe another shitty SSB that I have 13 of. So
Woo!
And I hardly have it.
Well, I have a 6-star Cypress pole and a 7-star arm guard.
BB's Overstrike? The Cypress pole?
Oh, no, Rafa. BSB.
Oh.
Which is a great BSB. One of the best, but I already have it, so.
All right, hold on. I'm loading. Okay, I got my announcements. Let me
so
go to the relic draw. Let me get ready to get depressed. Hold on. There it is. Hold on. It's gonna be horrible.
19 5-stars in 111 pool.
I've never gotten like more than. If I get 2, it's like a miracle. You know how many times before you got the guarantee that I've gotten 0? Like,
Oh yeah,
all the time. All right,
those were the day.
Get it. Go. Ooh! I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy shit! I'm sorry. I never get 5.
Any disco balls?
No. Just put five nice, regular 5s.
They're all Steiner's armor.
Now watch the disappointment. Ready? Okay, right. I got one more silver, and now listen to the SSB disappointment that I get. Okay, here comes the first one. Ready? And it's what the fuck is this? Oh, there I go again.
That's fine.
It looks.
There's no.
Light armor. It's a shield. I don't even know any of this stuff by sight. That means that's really bad. That's a Garnet dupe. I got her second BSB2, and I got a 13th Agrius SSB. So, I got Agrius's burst. Well, shit, that was actually really good.
Oh,
so
Imperial Holy.
I got her burst. I got a dupe on Garnet's BSB2. The Force Shield. What is that? Is that Mini? No. Who is that? Oh, is that B? Oh, cool. I got B's SSB, so that actually works out because I was missing that. So now I have on B, I have her burst and her OSB, and now this, so that works out. So actually, not a bad pull at all. I got another one for Jecht, and I have his overstrike and another SSB. So I'm actually pretty happy.
So is that your phone that we can hear sighting in reliefs?
let me take a picture of it. I'm gonna tag you in it right now, so the world could see the beauty of this awesome pull. It's the first dungeon one I've actually done like not half bad, and I get success in like the summon the nightmare luckies. That's where I hit bank. They love to give me crap in those. I've gotten all my best stuff in there.
So, while you do this, how did the summer festival treat you guys?
Oh, let's see. I just pulled on the lightning banner. I think that was banner 3, and I pulled twice on that banner. And I think I got Shantanto's BSB and her chain, and I got Ash's OSB. So that's not bad, I guess. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I got a irritable staff. It's irritable staff. That's like a bowel syndrome she must have. That's her chain, Shantanto's chain, and I got Ash's OSB, and I got 2 of her BSB gauntlets or bracers. So yeah, that was 2 6-stars and 2 5-stars on that banner. And then I did the first pull on that one. So I pulled twice on that banner. I got Orlando's BSB, which I already had, and so now I have a 7-star Orlando's cloak which isn't good. That's pretty good. Actually, I think it's 8-star. I think I reforged it. So that's all the banner pulling. Everything else was reserved for Final Fantasy VII.
John, did you pull on any of the either the Always Lucky Relic Draw or Summer Relic Draw Festival banners?
I did. I kind of took the same approach Mark did in regards to like holding off for Cloud. So I only pulled on the fourth one. I did get lucky on the dollar pulls, like on almost all of them. I think I got Garnet's BSP2 on the first one. I finally got Onion Knight's Vessel of Fate on, like, I think it was either the second
Nice.
or on the third one. I couldn't believe it, like off $1. And that was like the last break I was missing on him, and like the most important one. And then on 4, when I pulled for Peaceful, I finally got him on the second try. The sword I've been chasing and I have spent so much money on. I cried when I got it. I really did. And it's, you know what the sad part is that I'm never going to use it. And like he's like so not ever going to be in my party because he's so like not advanced at all. But the fact that I finally got it is just really the cat's meow, and I'm happy. Oh, and then on the fifth one, I got Vanille's. I got her Ultra. That was my second one. Reigns and Hope, because I have everything on them, and like they're like a real powerhouse together.
Yeah, I also have both of their BSBs, and I have Hope's OSB, but I still use Paladin Cecil.
I know. I can't wait to use it like a CM on 4, but like that's probably like the only time, unless I get lucky. Like the game likes to give me like characters in like weird ways. Like I'm gonna pronounce this one wrong. Ida from like what is it 14? Yida, whatever the hell it's.
Yida.
Is that a male or female? I don't know.
That's a female.
Okay,
the monk?
Yes. Before I use the wrong pronoun. All right, so Ida there. I'll call her Eve because that's easier. I got both of her Super Soul breaks like on a lucky pull, a few pulls back, and I'm like, that's weird. And like then they just gave me her burst on this one, and they like to give me characters like all at once. So I'm hoping that'll happen with me with Paladin Cecil, but you know.
There you go.
Shut up.
I did not pull for his chain or his USB, but it's the holy chain was Warrior of Light.
Yeah.
Right? My problem with the Warrior of Light chain is that there's not a lot of physical good hit, multi-hit holy attacks. So I guess Sid Reigns and Hope, but I hate to mash the two like that, Magic, and I wish it was like Sid Reigns chain holy or something, so you didn't have to you didn't have to use Magic and physical in the same team.
Right.
So it goes. Paladin Cecil will take care of my holy issues. And that was that. So Pierre, what did you do? How was the fest for you?
I know I pulled on all three Always Lucky Relic Draw banners. The problem is I can't for the life of me remember what I got, and I'm looking at my inventory right now on FFRK Central, and I can't make head or tail of this. So I know on the Summer Relic Draw banners that I got Tyro's book, Arbiter's Apocrypha, whatever that is.
You say that? Okay.
The USB?
Yeah, and I got a Silas Triad also on that banner, I think. I don't know what I got from any of this. I didn't get anything super great. I know I got Tiger Fang on the Final Fantasy VI banner. Now, obviously, anybody normal would be pretty happy. I was disappointed because I was going for General Leo gear, but That's just how messed up I am.
I didn't pull on the Final Fantasy VI dagger, but I got, or 6 banner, but I got 2 Final Fantasy VI relics on the Imperil lucky draw. I got Locke's Imperil Fire and Edgar's Imperil Poison.
Oh, that one's pretty good.
Yeah. And I got Pinello's USB on the BSB Plus lucky draw. And I got Olivia's Medica, which I already had.
You know what?
So,
Let's take care of the elephant in the room here. Let's just say it right away. We all got Force Stealer in the Final Fantasy VII banner. We all got the weapon.
What's Force Stealer?
I don't know. I think it's the only thing you were waiting for when we were talking about previous banner in episode 59. You were like, is that Final Fantasy?
Was there a banner? Was there a banner that someone was waiting for?
I think there was a banner you were waiting for.
You were just a lucky prick. I think you got it for $1, and that's why.
I got my 100 gem Force Stealer. Yes.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, no, I pulled it. I was right on at 8 o'clock my time when it launched, and 100 gem. Out comes the 6-star Force Stealer. I don't know if it was Schwartz. I think it was Schwarzkopf who just couldn't believe it. Had that kind of issue. So, yep, that was it. But then I continued to pull. Hooray!
Did you get more than one?
No, but I did get what I was really hoping for was Cloud's BSB2, and I ended up getting Cloud's BSB2, Sephiroth's BSB2, and K-Sys BSB, and some Super Soul breaks along the way with my 311 pulls that I had saved up for. So,
see, on Twitch, Kite0404 says he didn't pull on that banner. Super Cup says that banner was full of skip for him. The overall value was just too low for me. That's what he says.
That's a lot of BS.
And here I am. I know I got Force Stealer, but I ended up getting it because I did 211 pulls on all gems. And the only reason I did this is that I ended up falling for John's hype on Twitter, and I went all out because I was like, well, I can't be the only one who doesn't have it. And yeah.
What are you talking about, my big hype on Twitter? I wasn't like, oh my god, if everybody doesn't get this, you're all going to be losers and die. I'm like,
you were saying we were all going to get it, and I believed in you.
And you did get it, didn't you? And hello, you're welcome. You believed in me, and I didn't let you down. And that's what everybody, the whole world should know. There you go. My gift to the world. You believe in me, and things happen.
You're like the secret on 2 legs.
Oh, but listen, hey, and how many pulls did it take for you to get a Pierre?
Well, 211 pulls, all on gems. So, you make the math.
Well, mine was, I guess I got the worst of the 3 of us. I had enough mithril for 2, and I got, on the first one, Vincent's shotgun, and I wanted to shoot myself in the head with it. And then, on the very next pull, I got Vincent's shotgun again with Barrett's stupid friggin' arm, which does, like, no good. So I
love that. I love that gun arm. I'm going to reforge that, baby.
The EV Vulcan?
Then I was like, all right. I changed credit cards. I'm like, let me change the aura of my luck, and I changed credit cards. And I pulled one last time on a new credit card, and I got his stupid friggin' Ultra. I saw it. It was his Ultra and another friggin' dumb gun arm, and I was begging that I'm like, please don't let it be. And as much as I wanted Zach's chain, I'm like, please don't let it be Zach. And I thank God, because I would have bankrupted my household. I would have kept going. Like, I pulled 10 times on that Ultros banner for Peaceful. Like, I don't know. So thank God, just it happened, and we can eat this week, and that's all I got to say about that.
We can eat this week. This week on how to destroy your credit.
Household would have went south real quick if had I not gotten that on the 3rd pull. And then you know when you get like just like a shotgun and you get that rage pull, you're like, God damn it, and you just keep going and going until like, and then like you just keep getting more crap. Is it just
No,
me
yeah, no, yeah.
having to-
Keep going.
No, no, that
I don't
happened.
know.
that absolutely reminds me of, I think it was 1 or 2 lucky banners ago when I really, really, really wanted to have shout, and yeah, 500 nightmares later, I still haven't.
Yeah, you and Ben had some real. You had some real. At least one each. Pretty rough spell.
Oh no, I literally had to stop the whole gem thing for a long time.
Me too.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. I got because you just go dark inside, and before you know it, you pulled like 20 times, and like you still don't have. You have like 35 runic blades, and like just not what you wanted. Like I don't know. It just gets ugly real quick.
I recall on one episode we shared a video of a guy who, I think it was Sephiroth's BSB, right? And this was still not guaranteed, and he did something like 25 pulls.
Oh,
it was something ridiculous before he got, and then of course Sephiroth's BSB, the first one, is not very good. So just tens of
but
thousands.
like I can understand wanting to get it because like when I got pistols, like I was like, oh my god, like if I could hang that sword over my fireplace, and like just look at it every night and gaze upon it, it would be so much more useful than like me using it in the game right now. But like it really, it's like a mission. Like that's how I feel with Wall now. It's the last thing that they won't give me, and the most important thing to have. But whatever, I'm rolling with it.
We are weird human beings, but I still don't understand how certain people can just wail out on games like this, and I've seen videos. Some folks go like 4 digits into it, and I have no idea how they do it. I have no idea what they do for a living to be even able to do such a thing.
They don't have children.
Oh, that's what it is.
Or friends. Maybe they live in their parents' basement. Or maybe they're just very wealthy. I don't know. Everybody's got their thing. Some people like to eat food. Some people like to gamble on BSBs.
Hey, I like
our
to do
stuff.
both, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that.
I try to find a balance. That's all we're saying.
Right? Like, hey,
the Crystal Chronicles.
It's about being responsible about it. That's all. And luckily, I got it on the 3rd pull, and we were able to eat this week. And I thank God for that every night. And that's all there is to it.
Just be thankful you got to eat, kids. Daddy didn't have to pull.
And I don't have children,
times.
so you know what? There are people that have children, and and
yeah, true story. I used to have 3 of them. Then I pulled like crazy. Now I only got 2.
I had to sell one.
No, that's not.
I actually have one of Pierre's children
funny.
now. He sold one to me for a Leviathan pack, and I agreed to it. So now
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
Please
we have
don't.
one of the we have our little Canuck, our little Canuck over here, and we're good.
Do they have child protective services in Canada?
Yeah.
Awesome.
They do because no, I won't get there. We're recording. All right, moving on. Martin Crisis, Maw of Despair. How'd you guys thought the event was? Obviously we're going. Well, it doesn't look that way because it's been like already half an hour, but we're doing a quick recap of past events here. Martin Crisis, Maw of Despair. How'd you guys like that event?
I liked it fine until Sephiroth.
Yeah, Sephiroth was like big time douche, wasn't he?
He
the douchiest.
He was full of something. I don't know what finally took him down. Because that was during the dark times before Cloud's USB entered the world, right? That's Highway Dash.
Yeah. That was determination. That's what that was.
That's a mirror. That's Torment.
Oh, speaking of Torment, look at the segue I'm gonna do here. Torment Dungeon, the Mad Dragon King. Did you guys beat it? Did you guys try it? How was it? Good, bad?
I have every part of it done. I'm happy to say the last jump start with getting the 3 members took about 4 hours of me throwing a fit and a tantrum and drinking a lot of wine. But happy to report, it's all done. All of it. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I went in post.
With the shell on it, and I can't get it out of my mouth. I'm having a little bit of a hard time right now.
Well, you go take care of that, John.
It's like the whole peanut, and like, you know, I'm not used to eating peanuts, and I just put the whole thing in my mouth, and I spit down, and you know, you got a shell and everything in my. It's just real, just unpleasant at the moment. So
I would highly recommend you put down the microphone
for just a moment.
Seek medical assistance.
I'll be right back. You guys
yeah, foods that you should not eat during a podcast. Peanuts. That's one of them.
I thought it was a gummy worm, and
I thought it was a gummy worm. I don't. Those two things look nothing alike.
I apologize, people. This is absolutely
what do peanuts
nothing.
look like out on the East Coast? Because peanuts in the Midwest look very different than gummy worms.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I beat all the torment dungeons. Yeah, this poor weak to win boss was no match for Cloud USB. Actually, for the torment or for the jumpstart, the 300 difficulty, I brought Cloud and Lunith with their BSBs, and that was and I double procced Cloud's USB on both of them, so that was pretty sad for him. He died very quickly, and yeah, it was not good.
You know what?
Although I've been enjoying bringing Cloud USB into like the bonus battle bosses and just doing, you know, ridiculous. I think I did like 300,000 damage to some poor schmuck of a boss today with Cloud USB. It was hilarious.
It
makes me happy.
Button.
Makes me happy.
Oh, you know what? I just wrote this down. I think we're gonna name this episode "Thought It Was a Gummy Bear."
Thought it was a gummy bear.
Listen, sometimes it's a gummy bear, sometimes it's a peanut. You never know.
You usually know pretty easily, either by a look, smell, touch, or taste.
No, screw with me.
Any of your senses.
He'll be eating like you know, gummy worms, and then he'll throw like a potato chip in there, and like you know, you don't know what's coming next. And I thought it was a gummy bear, and it was like a hard ass shell peanut.
There's nothing you're saying that doesn't dig the hole
like
deeper.
Cracknell. It's like it's all over. It's
you
like,
gotta keep it fresh.
Your mouth is splintered like all over. It's like not. Oh, I still got like. And like, you know, like I had to give a good like rinse in there. Sorry.
All right, moving on. Current events.
Yeah.
So
we have current events.
Pound Among Kings with the introduction of Reeks.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean we've been
a character that dies in the opening sequence of the game. Finally.
Yeah. So
Van's older brother.
I never played 12, but from what a lot of people were trying to figure out like who the hell is this guy, and
it's Van's brother.
But he's really like dying before you play.
So in the opening part of the game,
okay,
you're basically storming the capital or protecting the I don't know. You're doing something.
Yeah, everything's on fire.
Yeah, you're going to war, and you are Bosch and Van's brother. And so it's like a tutorial. So you control Van's brother, basically. And then he's killed, and Bosch is set up, and the prince dies, who's not this guy, who's, you know, Ash's husband. He gets killed. Yeah, I probably butchered that. But anyway, yeah, Van's older brother was going to war with Bosch and the prince, who Ash was married to. And then they all died. Yeah, they're trying to protect the king, and they fail. Because Bosch's brother is a douche. So.
Okay, so are they really starting to have difficulty finding new heroes? Because, I mean, at that point...
No, he is a vital part of that first 5 minutes of the game.
And that's if they mention him again. In fact, I had no idea who he was until my good friend Mark here just explained who he was. I had no idea that he was Fawn's brother. Like,
Yeah.
I just thought he was just some, like, whatever tutorial guy that they never mention him again. Just like Vane.
I think maybe in some like texts that you have to like read or find. Yeah, there's all kinds of other things you could any of Fran's hot sisters we could have unlocked. I mean, there's like a whole village of them, so that would have been great. Yeah, the other Sid, Marley Frost says the good Sid, the evil Sid. We could get the evil Sid, Dr. Sid. Both Sids. We need more Sids. You can never have enough Sids.
Oh my God, they're really flooding it with the
Sids. Any of the other judges, we have Gabranth, but we could have all the other judges. The lady judge, where's she? Don't have her. Could have her. How about like alternate costume, Belthier in his judge uniform? That would be awesome. I'd go for that. I'd actually like to play that game. That's the game that I would have rather played. Pre-Van era Final Fantasy XII, where it's just judges and politics and war and stuff. That sounds like a much funner game, in my opinion.
Yeah, you've mentioned
than
a few times
running around the desert killing cactuses.
Yeah, you've mentioned a few times on this podcast that Final Fantasy XII is you looking through the glass at a game you'd rather be playing than.
No, but I mean, running around the sewers is fun too. Fighting Flan. I mean, I'd rather be in airships, like politics and stuff. Like Game of Thrones with airships. That's not fun. But fighting Flan in the sewers is cool too. So,
Trinity says Reeks did not die. He stays in veggie state.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's in a weird coma. But then does he die? After doesn't he like lose the will to live after he's in the coma?
Okay, well, first,
Something
how
like
can
that?
you lose the will to live if you're in a coma? And two, if he's not dead, if he's in a coma, how come they don't mention him for the rest of the entire game? What's the point?
Does he stay in the coma the rest of the game? I thought he died.
Unclear.
Oxford says that is literally unclear.
I hope
Internet.
The whole world knows that this is the most time anyone in Guinness should be that anyone has ever spent talking about this character in the history.
Here we go. Here, I'm looking it up.
Time. Like,
I'm on the Final Fantasy wiki.
Like, we should be like on a scroll somewhere, like with a dedication, a real testimonial to Rix or Reeks or about how much time we have just been talking about this guy. But
here we go. Story. He dies of his wounds. That's what it says.
There it is. How exciting.
That's what the internet says.
All right. Well, we are definitely not cool enough to say that the internet is wrong. So, anything notable in that event? Anything people need to know, whether it's bosses, multiplayer battles, banners, anything? Or do we move
this
on?
is the one I have finished. And you have to fight Dr. Sid, and that's kind of annoying, but fire takes him down pretty easily, and that's all physical, so that's pretty easy to deal with. And you have to fight the Tyrant, and he is weak to ice. So bring Squall and Cloud USB. That's what I did. It worked real good. Even though I forgot really how to use it because Squall's BSB is a little bit more complicated. But then I brought it to the Jumpstart because that's the same battle, the 300 or 220 Jumpstart, and that made him real sad. I think Squall was doing something like 200,000 damage just opening proc with his BSB on that poor Keeper of the Ancient City. That was a lot of fun.
That poor guy.
I enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, if you have a Squall's BSB 2, the Ice BSB, super helpful. You should use that. If not, another character with ice attacks would probably also work. I don't know who, but, somebody.
John,
so, yay!
Anything to mention before we move on?
I'm pretty good on ice. I have Squall, just like Mark with his BSB2. I have everything on Squall and everything on Renoa, so I'm pretty good in the ice department. And then I got Laguna with the ice. I never
Oh,
actually
yeah.
I find myself using for some reason, but I have him, and
I brought him to the jump start, and triple imperiled ice that poor guy.
well, that would have been. But how did you break the damage cap on Squall's BSB?
I roaming warrior the USB.
Cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually
that's
pretty wise.
that's what you do.
Okay, I was like, thank I didn't. Yeah, good, smart. Move on.
Yeah.
All right. Final Fantasy VII Awakening Cloud.
This is the best event of all events because it brought us Squall's USB.
Yeah, the big
I agree.
cheat button.
I don't. Do we need to talk about? I know there are some newer players listening. Do we need to talk about?
You know what I would like to talk.
No, let's talk about something for new players who are
very
going.
informative about about like your guy's strategy on how you use his ultra and like what method you use to get the most damage, because I've been fooling around with the full ways. I think I did pretty good last time. I got 60,000 times 5 on his ultra, and
Nice.
but I was wondering how you guys used it and like your motion to set it off, because I think a lot of people would like to know, because I've seen the chats that people say use his ultra first, then his burst, and his burst, and then that, and blah blah blah. So how do you guys use it?
Well, yeah, you can use it with any character.
I'm talking about,
of course,
when you're using it, like when you're using it Cloud, like not as a roaming warrior, like when you on Cloud, like himself.
Well, I mean, sometimes I've just brought it as a roaming warrior anyway, even though I have it. But if I was just like, if I'm going into a jumpstart battle,
right?
And I have Cloud's BSB2, his Empower Wind,
right?
And I have Ultra Cross. Yeah, it in that case, it might be best to do Ultra Cross or BSB, Ultra Cross, BSB. But I think even if you do Ultra Cross, BSB right after each other, you're going to do tons of damage. Because the first one could potentially break the level cap, and the second one too. The only reason to do the BSB first would be to give the Empower Wind, and so then you'll do extra damage for the Ultra Cross, but the Ultra Cross won't break the damage cap.
Right.
So, it's nice in the jumpstart battles to have Ramza if you have both Shout and Chant, because Chant doubles the critical damage. And when you're using,
I use Eco as my healer. Does her burst have the same effect as Chant?
No, see, Ico's BSB, and you have to be careful. You don't want to use Ico's BSB after you use Ultra Cross. So what Ultra Cross does, besides gives you
reset it.
Yeah, it does. So Ultra Cross makes your critical chance 100%. So all of your attacks are critical hits. Right. Ico's makes all of your attacks plus 50% chance to critical hit. So the Ultra Cross has a better crit chance, obviously, than the Ico's
those ones that
BSB.
reset stuff. That's like just not fair sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? So we should write a letter.
Sounds like you're pretty invested in this, so we'll nominate you for that.
No, I just like listening to different, like I didn't know that, and she is my main healer.
Yeah.
So that's good to know, because once I got her Ultra, like Vanille is my healer, but then once I got Ico's her Ultra and her burst, I was like, you know what, then I have her Super, and then I just got her Bard ability, so I could do regeneration, re-raise, critical, last stand, like all that good stuff, haste. So she's like a keeper.
Yeah, and Chant doubles the damage. So that's why Chant is so good, because that doesn't affect crit chance, that affects crit damage.
I have Chant. I haven't used him. I have everything
Oh,
around but is like ultra. I just never use them.
Yeah, no. So I mean, powering, especially when you go into jumpstart. Now I've talked to Derek a little bit, and normally, like when you're just in a normal dungeon, just using shout is fine. But if you're in the jumpstart dungeons and you have the opportunity to proc one soul break after another soul break, you start with shout and move to chant immediately. So you're going to get the bonus damage and the bonus crit. So
I'm reading for chant, and it says temporarily raise the critical hit damage of all ally. But it does, from what I'm reading, it doesn't actually raise their critical hit chance, right?
No, it doesn't. It's damage. You don't need critical chance hit increase because Cloud's USB gives you 100% chance to critical.
And
every hit.
That automatically doubles it?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if it doubles it or just increases the damage. I'm not sure what the damage increase is now that I say that. It says raise the critical hit damage. So yeah, off the top of my head, I do not. I can look, but I do not know off the top of my head what that number is.
Yeah, okay, I'm reading it now. It says temporarily raise the user's critical hit chance a massive amount. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, that's so in those situations, I mean, I was able to do in the jump starts, I'm able to do ridiculous amounts of damage. Now, the best combination is really a person that has a self-buff BSB. So like Cloud's BSB 2, his second option, or Command 2 is buff, right? Self-buff. Lower defense, raise attack. Luneth is the same way. Lower defense, raise attack. Cloud or Squall in some sense has a little different mechanics, so you have to be a little bit more careful. So if you partner that USB with an Empower element, which is already doing bonus damage because of the Empower element, and you do it somebody who can stat, raise their strength even more, their attack even more, then it's even, it's going to do a lot more damage.
All right. Let's see. So, moving on. Final Fantasy XIV on Azure Wings, introducing the fifth Sid.
We got 7. We have 4. We have
7.
Yeah, 7, 4.
Yeah, 4, 7, 13, and 14.
13.
Oh, we only have 4 Sids.
14. So there's 4 Sids.
It's Thunder God Sid.
Yep, he counts. That's 5.
There you go.
So wait, what's the last one?
Thunder God, Orlando.
Oh.
Sid Orlando. Orlando.
Okay. So we've got a party full of Sids. So how useful is this guy?
I have not even looked. I have no idea what he does. I have no idea what Reeks does either. So let me look right now and tell you. Sid from Final Fantasy XIV is a great character who can use daggers, swords, hammers, guns, hats, light armor, heavy armor, robes, bracers, accessories. He's got Combat 4, Support 6, and Machinist 5. What a great guy. You can bring him to parties. He'll change your wheels. And he has a Soul Break that deals range physical damage to 3 random targets. Yes. Awesome. And he's got goggles. And he's old. Speaking of old people, can I just say for a second, I've been thinking a lot about this. All these Final Fantasy games, you play like 17-year-old punks, that got to find themselves, even Final Fantasy 15, the bros, they're out there, all that kind of stuff. When can we have a Final Fantasy game that's like, I don't know, like 30 or 40-year-olds, like they got stuff figured out.
With like car seats in the back seat, like stuff like that.
Right,
like,
I mean,
stuff like with baseball bats and like a 9 to 5.
In between 2 battles, you gotta run back to the inn to feed the kids.
Yeah.
Come on.
I wish I wake up for that every day, like when I could just like cast fire from my palm and go to work and like everything's right.
Well, the closer we got to that would be Final Fantasy VI, wouldn't it? Because we had Strigo, we had
Yeah, and I don't know the ages of all the
Cyan.
characters in 6, but I mean, they don't seem as young as, like, I mean,
Realm is like
Celeste is a
like
general, right?
CPS.
I mean, hopefully she's not a 14-year-old general. I don't know.
Realm's
They
like
seem older.
CPS. There should be a CPS investigation, and Damasa, whatever the fuck the name of the town was, over there, that little crazy island. Shit's going on fire, and this little girl trapped in there with like fire bombs, and
Yeah, that was messed up.
hello, you're leaving Porsche. Oh, that's I don't even know. That's
But like, Final Fantasy VIII, they are literally all teenagers.
Well, except
Like
Edea.
even Quistis is like 19, right? Oh yeah, Edea and Cid are adults.
I say everybody so differently. That's so crazy to hear other people like pronounce things.
What? Which name are you talking about?
I say Keistis.
Keistis?
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't say things, so.
No, but I've never talked to anybody, so like these are just names I've had in my head forever. So it's just like to hear other people like interpret, and it makes sense like how you guys say it. Like I just like because half the time I'm like, what Ida?
I say Skull. Skull. That's its name.
Wall.
I'm pretty sure that one is Squall.
Squall.
I'm pretty sure. Although the main characters are named after weather patterns, his name is Squall. I'm pretty sure that's yeah, we determined that, right?
All are named after fucking weather. Oh my god, there
Cloud, Squall, Lightning,
on to something.
Noctis. I just blew your mind. Cecil.
Oh,
Boo.
my
You know what Cecil is? Google Cecil.
Wait, is Bart something?
Lunith. Oh, Bart's. Who knows what Bart's is? What's Bart's mean? Bart's is a severe hurricane. It's a restaurant in Kenosha. Bart's.
They are named after all weather patterns. That is insanity.
Bart's Outdoors. It's an outdoor shopping.
That sounds horrific enough as a tropical
German
disaster.
surname. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything for Bart's. I'm sorry.
And
But
Terra.
Terra, it's earthy. Zidane,
Wait, do you say
Okay,
Celeste?
it sometimes falls apart.
Do you call it Rune Knight Celeste? That's how, that's the true hero of 6.
Oh yeah, Celeste, obviously.
Okay, thank you. Your team. Okay, because people who say Terra, they just don't know anything. So I'm sorry to all you Terra lovers, but it's Celeste that like brings back the party when everybody wakes up and brings the party back. And you don't get Terra and like until like was it Zozo like way into like the first chapter, So it's Celeste. She has that little flirty thing going on with Locke. It's Locke, right? Not Lockie.
No, it's
Lucky.
Okay. I don't know.
No spoilers. Sorry, Jack Subi. At this point, the spoilers have pretty much expired.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert. That expired 25 years ago.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Celeste likes Lockie.
This show that came out when Seinfeld was still on the air. So
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry.
Can't spoil Final Fantasy VI.
If you don't know it by now, I'm sure it's etched in stone somewhere for you to read how that.
Just don't tell them whose child Shadow has. Or no, wait, what am I saying?
I know. I'm gonna. You know what? Get ready for this. Close your ears if you don't want to hear it. So Shadow and Realm are like brother and sister. That is word on the street.
What? No, Shadow's Realm's father.
He's her father.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my Final Fantasy VI guidebook from Nintendo Power, circa 1993, it says that they're brother and sister.
Okay,
I'm gonna take a picture of that because I still have it. Well, I'm gonna show it.
No,
Nintendo Power. I'll show you.
It's Nintendo Power, so you know it was legit.
It might be true. Yeah, I understand.
It was even like confirmed from one of the creators of 6 that, and it's
So wait a minute. So Shadow is Strago. Like that's his like bastard son-in-law.
No, probably something like that.
Son-in-law. Yeah, right. Because
Because
Strago. Yeah.
Because because Strago's daughter must have been Realm's mom. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that makes
exactly.
sense. That's canon. I'm just calling it. Here at Crystal Chronicles, we decide what Final Fantasy canon is.
That's a whole lot of shade down there at the fucking returners camp going on. Ooh, child.
Okay, some Final Fantasy storylines are not okay. So. Tidal wave, right? Titus. That's awful. I'm sorry.
Titus, you mean?
Even
Titus.
Google confirms it.
No, you really say Titus?
No, but that's they've confirmed that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to sound Titus, wrong. Which is wrong.
It's Titus, so that's how that is.
Yeah, no, it should be Titus because that makes more sense and sounds better.
But I still say Eris. I can't say Aerith. Like it's Eris. Like she'll always be Eris.
Eris. Yes. Well, that's okay. That's just right. Okay. That's not.
Like when people say Aerith, I'm like, oh, you were born like after like 1997, weren't you? Like sad.
You aren't real. Yeah, you're not a real fan.
Right.
Snow, rains. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in Final Fantasy 13. Vanille, Fang. I know.
Fang.
Zaz.
See,
I say Fang.
Chocobo. Like, right? You know.
Guys,
do you guys have the Chocobo patterns around you?
If you Google as a good answer for us, if you type FF6 Shadow Realm, what comes right in the Dropbox? FF6 Shadow's Realm's fodder. So Google settled the score for us.
Well,
I would like to know if Nintendo Power was wrong, though.
In the Final Fantasy Wiki, it says right here, Shadow has nightmares during the night that reveals Shadow is Realm's father and tell the story of him as a train robber named Clyde.
I'm gonna get it right from Nintendo Power, circa 1995 or 6.
They must have retconned it.
When this guidebook came out, when I bought it at the mall when I was like still in high school, and when guidebooks were only like 30 pages, like that's that's how old this guidebook is.
Yeah, I think my Final Fantasy 13 book is like that 500,000 pages and came in like volumes. It's like the Encyclopedia Britannica, which is weird for a very linear game. But
the authenticity of the age. Because this is definitely weathered, but here we go. I'm going to look. I remember exactly where it is, and I
like that it's like available. Like you could just like pull it out. Like of course I will go to
it out of my Final Fantasy library. Hello, I've been playing this game for 30 years. I know my crap.
All right,
I have this guidebook.
Look, whoever Nintendo Power got their source from, it's garbage. It says right here, Shadow and Realm relationship was officially confirmed in developers' interview in 1995.
Listen, I'm sure everybody's right and that he's his dad. I'm just trying to find this.
Well, if everybody's right, then he's both his dad and his father, and that is just plain wrong.
Brother, dad. Yeah, I mean it was a different world, right? I mean times were different.
It does sound like a weird village, so I guess everything is possible.
There was a lot going on, to be fair. So brother dads, that's a thing, in Final Fantasy VI. I think we can
I'd rather live in my Cydia or my. How do you guys say it?
Mrs. I don't know.
Where Porum and Palem are from.
Mysidia?
Yeah, Mysidia.
Well, you could say it that way too, I guess, if you want to go that way.
All right, let's get someone in to settle the score. Just 1 second.
Great, prove me wrong again. Like you didn't have to get experts as it was.
Let's get experts.
Let's just beat this dead.
We've called square.
All right,
Kick my
Derek.
teeth out on this buzz. Kick my teeth out on this one, please. Make sure you do it. Get the
Derek,
kills.
you there?
Fix him.
Yeah, I got you guys. How you going?
Okay,
Eric, rein this mess in,
yeah,
please.
we've got a story here, so please, I'm just gonna say this: Final Fantasy VI, Shadow and Realm. What are their relationship?
Well, my understanding is Shadow's Realm's dad.
Yay!
I don't know.
Another Judas. Fine.
John says that he's got a crumpled Nintendo Power
Oh,
that says they're
you know what?
brother
No,
and
it's
sister.
not crumpled. It's in such amazing shape. This book is 20 years old. I'm taking pictures right now. Hold on.
John is taking it out of the bag and board that it's been sealed in. He had to go into like a vacuum sealed room. He had to put on like a full suit,
Oh my god!
like
guys,
a dust free
ready
suit.
for this? Ready to blow your mind in like a moment.
So Derek, how are you enjoying the post Cloud USB era of Final Fantasy Record Keeper Global?
Yeah, well, it's just really a return to form. I mean, it's something we've been playing with over in the Japanese version for quite a while now, and it's fun to start seeing the rest of the global community be able to get in on that action too. So I've already been able to put it to good use, and yeah, it's old faithful.
But Derek, now that we have you with us, I think there's something important we need to address. The Japanese version of Record Keeper had an incredible update this week. A lot of things changed around. As the de facto expert in place, why don't you walk us through what happened?
Oh boy, it was a week. So I might at this point we'll just cover the week in review because it was quite short, and to save coming back to it again, we only really had the one event, and I'll talk about those changes. So basically this week we had a new 12 event, which but we didn't get any new characters this week, so John will be happy with that. We've got some smoking new relics, so particularly for Ash, she got an amazing USB. So if you enjoy mages or lightning or Ash, yeah, keep an eye out for that. It was just incredible. They actually added in some cool new abilities. Machinist abilities was just run of the mill, but they added in some cool new dancer abilities that actually debuff sets of stats, so attack and magic and defense and resistance. So you'll be able to stack those with your other breaks and just make dancers relevant all the time, which is pretty cool. But other than that, the event, it was pretty bog standard. It was a full open format, so we got through it pretty quickly, and nothing else really in terms of events or special events. So we get on to the updates that we had earlier in the week, which was pretty significant. We basically saw an overhaul of all of the abilities in the game. Well, not all of them, but you'd probably say about 80% of them, and also the daily dungeons. So just to go quickly over the ability changes, like I said, basically at a guess, there'd probably be 80% of the abilities 5-star and upwards have been changed. So I wouldn't cover them all. I'd say probably go and have a look around at your favorite resource, like Reddit posts or that sort of thing, for more details. But generally speaking, they increased the soul break generation from abilities moderately. We were hoping for a little bit more, but generally speaking, where before you might have been getting, say, 60 points for an ability, now you'll get anywhere from 70 to 80, depending on what type of ability you're using. They also made summons start at 2 uses, rank 1, and 6 uses at rank 5. So basically it is +1 to every rank, which is pretty nice. Makes it a little bit easier to get in the door, particularly with those 5 stars and 6 stars that are a bit harder to hone. And a lot of abilities have had animation changes as well. I'm not actually sure the full list of what those are, sort of just looking forward to having a bit of fun discovering them by accident. So yeah, it's really exciting. Abilities have just been completely revamped. I guess some of the general mechanic changes that you would see would be hit numbers have been increased. So things like Chain Blizzaga, Chain Fireaga, those sorts of things have been increased from 2 hits to 4 hits.
Oh, wow.
Same with 5-star Spellblades. 2 hits to 4 hits, and that generally applies to most things that have multiple hits. I think just to sort of, let abilities do a little bit more damage than 20,000 that they're capped at the moment. So abilities are very relevant in Japan at the moment. They have been for a few months now, and it just seems that's more and more the direction they're going in. So we're sort of coming out of the BSB Halcyon days in global now, and it's just going to keep moving more and more towards abilities. So, do keep that in mind and make sure you stay on top of your orb income to some degree. Other than that, we had an overhaul of the daily dungeons. This was pretty fun as well. So basically what they've done, I don't have my notes in front of me, so I've got the top of my head here, just bear with me. They've reset all of the dungeons and completely changed the schedule. So you can check in game or again on your favorite resource what the new schedule looks like. But for example, today is Wednesday in Japanese version, and that's now Ice and Dark. So what they've done is, firstly, they've split the dungeon into 2 sets of dungeons. So you'll have one that's just Ice Orbs and one that's just Dark Orbs. So you have complete control over what you're farming now. This is excellent. They've changed the difficulties somewhat. There's only 2 per orb dungeon now. So we have an EX dungeon and an EX Plus dungeon, which those will come in at 40 stamina per stage and 50 stamina per stage, respectively. The EX bonus drops that you'd get from pots or very rare chance from mobs are still major orbs, and the EX Plus are now crystals. So you can get crystals in daily dungeons. The rate is a bit low though, so yeah, you just have to be patient with that. And there's no overlap between the 2. So if you go into the crystal dungeon, you're not going to see any major orbs. You're just going to see crystals from your bonus drops. So this is a really big moment in daily dungeons to be able to now farm crystals, luck pending. I guess some of the other general changes, they've changed the format to 2 stages now instead of 3. And you sort of get your orbs per stamina back in orb dungeons specifically. There's now 3 mobs per wave. So you're still going to get 18 mobs unless you get pots. So you're not losing anything out there. It's actually more stamina efficient and I guess time efficient if you go into the 50 stamina ones as well, depending on if you want crystals or orbs. We also have the experience dungeon available every day now.
Wow.
And the and the experience return per stamina seems to have been significantly increased. Like I've seen some posts of people getting up to 600,000 per stage if they get a lucky run with pots, and maybe even more depending on if their record materials proc. So it's quite insane. That's the EX, and there's a lower difficulty for experience available every day. And then on Sundays, they'll continue to feature experience dungeons in that they'll give us EX Plus. So we'll get even more again. I'm just not sure how much that's going to give out, but 50 stamina per stage based on what we're getting at the moment, it could be anywhere between 500,000 base up to 1 million per stage. So, yeah, they need to start releasing some more characters because people are going to run out of things to level up very quickly, I think.
Well, yeah, and level is still capped at 99 in Japan, right?
Yeah, that's right. I guess the other thing is by the time you get to that stage of the game, there's so many, characters you could have broken to 99. So you sort of base your understanding now on global of leveling all your characters up to 80 at least. And that's completely doable now. But if I logged into my Japanese game, I might have something like 30 memory crystal 3s lying around that I just don't really have anyone else I want to use them on yet. So there's certainly a lot of leveling that you can do if you want to use all your resources up. But yeah, generally speaking, I think that's pretty much it for those updates. We've been having a lot of fun with them. Unfortunately, I haven't seen much of the ability changes yet because I've just been really limiting myself to the new dailies to get first time and mastery rewards from those. But yeah, I definitely look forward to playing around with them moving forward. Been particularly excited about getting my boy Bartz out with the new Spellblade buffs and just going to town with him. It's going to be glorious.
Oh yeah, Yeah.
Sounds like pretty good times.
Yeah, going. Just on that. Even now, obviously, when those abilities get higher, yeah, I brought Snow Spell Strike. Is that what it's called? The 6-star ability. Yeah, I brought that into the because I messed up something when I went in the jumpstart the order that I did the USB and Squall's BSB, but I had Snowball Strike and it was doing 60,000 a hit.
Yeah,
So,
it's absolutely disgusting when it's set up properly, and I mean, even the 5-star varieties are completely fine for that sort of thing with EX Soldier. If you're attacking a weakness, if you can't buff it with Empower at all, you're still going to get amazing results, like 20,000 a hit, and then if you dive down to dual class, that's still really good. So people sort of saying, well, Spellblades aren't doing very well out of this buff, but I think if you look at someone like Squall or Bartz or Pain becomes similar to those two down the track, yeah, extremely impressive what's going to be possible with them.
So now that we just kind of piggybacking off of news from Japan, now that we have all wasted all of our mithril on Final Fantasy VII, John, are you there? Did you disappear? You're out of the vault? John, can you hear me? Hello?
Nah, we lost John.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get him back.
Yeah.
I think I might have put it asleep. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh. No, so now that we've spent all of our mithril on Fest and Final Fantasy VII banner, what are the things we're looking forward to banner-wise, and when are we looking at our first Magicite dungeon? How far after Squall, or given the switch, was that in Japan?
Yeah, so I'd have to go and refresh myself with the timelines. I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but I did have a quick look at the banner schedule just towards the end of Summer Relic Fest, and I think the next one that Japan had sort of coincided with the Magicite dungeons. I think that was the set of 3 dual element banners. So it could, I think it will probably be within the next, say, 6 to 8 weeks. 6 weeks at the earliest, maybe as far out as 10 weeks. So really at this stage, what you probably want to be doing to get ready for that, if it's something that you're interested in doing, is just making sure that you've got all of your elemental damage bases covered, particularly starting with water, fire, ice, wind, lightning, and earth. Yeah, you want to make sure you've got at least one great damage dealer in each of those categories, probably 2 or 3. So just do a bit of a stock take, and that's what I would be basing my banner pool strategy over the next block on, where I sort of tend to look at banners in between each set of fests as a block of power creep, and I'd definitely be basing my pools for this block on that sort of philosophy. So for myself, I'll probably be looking at maybe the Final Fantasy VIII banners in the next event, because I need a little bit of help with ice. That's pretty bad at the moment, and both of those banners are top tier for ice.
Am I back?
Hey, John, we got you.
Hey, John.
We got you, John.
Well, I figured it out. Wow, go me. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so probably the other one, other than that, I'd look at is the next Final Fantasy VII banner, the second banner. I know that I'm just throwing a lot of resources into pulling on 7, but I still need to pick up a BSB for Cloud and Zac, so that's a great place to do that without duping on the banner that's there now. And then Bart. It's all going to be Bart's for me. I think something that's really good to do moving forward into the game is to, try to get a character that has a great USB that pairs well with abilities, and if you can get something like that and leverage off it a lot, that's great. So Cloud's pretty good. Everyone knows I love Bart's, and I think that's entirely reasonable because he can exploit so many elements, and his USB helps that, and he can do a lot of damage. So yeah, probably just pays just to have a look at what the options are coming up and trying to pick someone that you like the look of and investing in that character and abilities that suit them.
Cool.
Sounds good.
One thing, we actually had one email from a listener, and we're going to give him... Yeah, I know, crazy, right?
People listen to this?
Apparently. The
You're welcome.
email came from Bernardo, and he's wondering what we thought about the FFRK original storyline if we analyze the story deeper. Where are the Order's keeper? Who or what is making the records to fade? Why we didn't see any interaction of the heroes with Dr. Mog, or at least with Tyro? What do you think about the FFRK storyline?
Well, let me tell you a story, a fan theory that I have about FFRK. So, Final Fantasy Record Keeper is perhaps the deepest and darkest of all Final Fantasy storylines, because it's going to be revealed at some time that, in fact, Tyro does not live in a land where he is a record keeper trying to save all of the different realms, but we will reveal that Tyro is a very troubled boy who grew up playing Final Fantasy, but now lives in a coma, and he is reliving through this nightmare, or he's trapped in a room somewhere, or what was the plot of that movie with all the girls where they were in the mental institution? That, except with Final Fantasy. So, yeah, that's it. That's
so
my story.
Kind of like that Final Fantasy tactic games where the guy falls asleep or something and he warps into the game.
Yeah. Well, like Harry Potter,
Wait, don't. Yeah.
No, tactics advance. Yeah, that's exactly, probably, I think, best analogy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I sort of, I don't know, it's not really something I think too much about what's going on right now. I guess the way I see it is, it's probably something that they thought about when they were starting the game, and then didn't think too much further about it, whether or not because they got distracted and excited with, developing the actual gameplay, or just, was never something they really cared that much about. And then all of a sudden, they're going to release this, which is air quotes, story update, which will be Magicite. And to me, that kind of feels like if you're playing a game, right, you might be introduced to the antagonist, or, the first antagonist of the game, and you might defeat them, or you might be unable to defeat them for whatever reason. You then move on to another story arc, which is going to introduce you to the next antagonist that's bigger and badder, or allow your hero to become stronger to defeat the first guy that you met. It kind of feels like that's what Magicite should be, and they've just missed like a whole step in the middle. It's a mess, but
we still don't have any idea like what the bad thing is that's messing with anybody, or
why are records fading?
Yeah,
and they must not be real bad.
The fan favorite is Dr. Mog, and in the absence of any evidence to the contrary, I mean, you just have to say that he's going to end up being the bad guy, really.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of characters. There's Tyro and Sid and Dr. Mog. So, yeah. No, first of all, you all know how much I love Tyro's character development and his slow but subtle descent into complete madness. So, I love how he continues to get more jaded and just crazier and crazier every time there's a story update. So, yeah. I enjoy that quite a bit. Yes, Twitch, we play this game for the plot only. I love the story. That's it.
Is there a story? Like, have I been missing something? I just feel like I'm listening to all this, like with my jaw on the ground, because I'm like, what have I been playing for the last 2 years? It's just like it's like the same. I don't know. It's very like satisfying to hear like Mark, like your point of view, like about like how it's like like this storyline like that you like it's deep, and like I guess I haven't thought that much into it. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Is that just a thing where, like, when the story segments do pop up and they're just still images on text, like they're not GIFs, they're still images,
Like,
so you just kind of glaze over them?
Pop up of like Dr. Mog and Tyro. It's like bloop, 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 like pop up. Hey Tyro, guess what I learned today? Like that's a story to like people. I don't like
if you read deeply,
am I
yes.
getting this the wrong way? Like I don't know what's going on. Like that's
Well,
like,
just pretend Tyro's the Bachelor and Dr. Mog is the guy on Survivor.
Oh.
And
that is just so sad on so many levels that like don't even. Yeah, I don't know.
So the on the Japanese version, they released a sprite version of Dr. Mog recently. I believe he's a roaming warrior for Crystal Tower or some kind of whatever thingy. But do you guys think we'll ever get him on board? You know, he'll pick up the club and fight alongside us.
I think that's one of the things that's one of the things they really miss out on. Like, they should bring those characters in as playable characters, like Dr. Mog, and there's some other ones that come in with Magicite, like Urara and Shadow Smith, and they almost gave us Ultros as well, but he ran away, so that would have been sweet. Missed opportunity, really.
yeah.
That's like the one character I've been dying for that they just want. The one NPC that like I want is Ultros, and like they give us Rex and Vane.
Hey,
John, they gave us a sprite and everything. Like, he was seriously going to come into the Japanese game, and then it was just a big joke they're playing on April Fools. No, he ran away.
yeah,
Not getting him.
That's
Terrible.
wrong.
that's rough.
Like,
I don't know what your issue with Vane is. Vane is the bad guy of Final Fantasy 12.
I hated that game so much. Like it was
Like
like my
he's-
favorite Final Fantasy. Like
I know, but I mean, it does make sense that he's in it because he is the main
that's-
villain.
So at the
of
end,
the
like that was
game.
like the last guy was Vane. Like that's how like
Yeah.
no plus like non-interested, not like I was in that crap. Like I was trying to like get like the what's that called? That all those little medals in there. It was like the his Sky Gilder, what the hell it was. Okay, so I was getting that Ultima was like I got lost in that bitch for like 4 hours. I killed her, and then like trying to get out. It was like go to section, and there was no like guidebook. There was no map. This was like 2006. The graphics were very limited back then. Like, I got lost for 4.5 hours trying to get out of that. Like, that was, like, oh, my God, the worst Final Fantasy game ever. Almost as bad as that stupid friggin' mug time crap that you pulled on me today. With those clocks from Final Fantasy 13, too. That, like, I used to rip my hair out because, like, those were the worst. I hated those clocks. Sorry.
I'm very concerned that you've not heard the good news of Mug Time, John.
I probably haven't.
I saw the meme on Twitter, and I still have no idea what the hell was going on.
Thank you, Pierre. Thank you. I was really
Well, listen, and I will share the good news of Mug Time because I've obviously failed you. You know, have you ever gone into a boss encounter, maybe a simple boss, that needed you to proc slow? Inflict the boss with slow.
Yeah, and it's always.
And what do you take? You take Sloga. You take Tempo Fury.
Yeah,
you take
up
Steel something.
Up until I got like pretty like maxed out Cloud and Squall, like I've been mages. I've been Renoa, like Cloud and Reigns. Like those have been like that's been my A team. So like I haven't had a physical team in quite a while.
So you just don't even play the game. You don't proc slow on anybody. You use Lake Shot.
I could throw Sloga on Hope and it always hit over Noah, or because like they're
Sloga? You use Sloga and it hits?
And never failed me. But I have mages that have like 500 and 700. 500 mine and 700 magic.
It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with your stats. It just has to do with your crazy luck because it's like a 60% chance to hit.
But having the higher stat helps.
No, it doesn't.
Well, in my mind, it doesn't shut up. Okay.
It does not help at all.
The rules, according to the live of John Yates and of my 30 years of playing Final Fantasy, the higher it is, it's just the easier it gets, and that's how I refuse and accept to believe this information. That's that.
Just with that logic, I'll change the site around and says percentage, or if you're John, the higher your magic is.
Listen. Have I let any of you down who said you weren't gonna get the goddamn cloud sword? Nope, you have it, Pierre. I never get cloud stuff. Oh, someone got it. Okay, so let's all just thank God for me because you too, Derek. It took Derek a little bit longer, but he still got it. So whatever, we all have it, and you're welcome. And I it was my little bit of luck that I gave all of you. And
that took a turn.
There.
All right.
One time.
Well, I don't think you deserve mug time. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh.
No mug time for you. You keep your Sloga.
Hey, Slogan never failed me.
So
that's really lucky.
As opposed to what? Like, what do you use to slow people? Like what? Like tempo? Like
well, Sloga has the best chance. Sloga has the best chance, but it's 80%, whereas mug time is 100%.
Yeah, but you have to have like a thief, and like I always have like Vaughn, and he's got like mug bloodshot and life is fun, or whatever. However you say that, that's how I say it. So that's how I play him.
All right. Before we wrap this up, I guess we don't have a Mobius minute. Do we have anything else?
No, there's nothing. There's nothing else. There's just Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Unless you want to talk about Zodiac Age, because John seems to love Final Fantasy XII so much. Did you get Zodiac Age?
Yeah, that was a hard pass on my end on that one. Especially after I got like the 10 remake and like I played it and I'm like, this is like the same exact crap, but like with a few like different like clips of footage. Like it was just like boring. And like with Final Fantasy X, I forgot how annoying like the encounters were like every 30 seconds. You take 3 steps.
Oh,
and,
for
like,
real, I know.
Boom, boom. It like I couldn't. It was like unbelievable. Like I could not believe how annoying it was. I'm like, nope, I can't play this game.
Hey, but the 20 hours I played Blitzball to get Wakka's ultimate weapon was definitely worth it.
Yeah, I'm amen for you. I'm happy that he got that trophy.
Blitzball back then.
I do love Blitzball.
I tried to play it. I had to Cody try and play it. Neither of us could figure it out. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting this done.
Well, I've spent like 10 hours fishing in Final Fantasy 15, so I've caught all the fish though.
I'm still on chapter 6. I really had to finish that game.
All right. So that was a weird episode. Let's just say that. Derek, thank you for jumping in and giving us all the incredible
levity.
News about what happened in.
Wait, we still haven't heard about the Nintendo Power.
Well, pictures are supposed to be coming, but if we get.
I already put a picture to you, Pierre, on Twitter. I am still going through the book, but I already tweeted it like 10 minutes ago, so hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep attention, and it's very, very rough. So, 1 second. I got to take a look at that.
I'm not a big fat liar. I did provide proof.
Okay, well, you have a book, but that doesn't prove anything at all.
Because it was either go page by page in that guidebook or listen to you and be a proper host. I'm sorry I took the high road on that one. Next time I will just go and not pay attention and discard my hostly duties to prove a point. I am just not gonna do that.
Keep on making sure that bar stays very high.
Thank you. I will.
All right, so that was episode number 60. As usual, if you wish to email us for anything, please send your emails to ffrkcentral@gmail.com. Something else that, oddly enough, we haven't mentioned once in the entire podcast is the FFRK Slack chat channel, which is open 24/7, has a bunch of channels. We're all on there. It's a good bunch of people. It's a really great place. For more information and to contact all of us on there, that's ffrkcentral.com/ffrkchat. Other than that, we're all reachable on Twitter. I'm the FFRK Central Twitter account is, you'll guess it, at FFRK Central. Otherwise, my personal Twitter account is FUITAD. Mark, you're at
Rev Mark Myers on the Twitter.
John.
John Yates 327 on Twitter.
And Derek.
Yeah, my Twitter handle's ScrubbyDAUS. So you just search Australian Derek, you'll get me. Yeah, follow today's big game football tonight. So I'll be sharing a lot of replays there. Tune in.
Woohoo!
All right. Thank you guys for sticking up with us on Twitch. You guys have been great. Again, I apologize. We started so late and we redid the intro a couple times, and yeah, it was a bit of a left field episode. But you guys have been great. Again, we record every now and then on twitch.tv/FFRK Central. I don't know when the next recording will be. I'm going to be on vacation the next 2 weeks, and I might be away from the screens a little bit. But believe me, we'll try to have something for you guys whenever it's possible. Again, we'll announce it on the FFRK Central Twitter and Facebook accounts. So thank you for being there. Have fun, play safely, and don't drink and drive, I guess. All right, have fun.